Grade 3 Science, Living and Non-Living Things. Vocabulary. Living, something that is alive. The dog is alive. It is a living thing. Non-living, something that is not alive. The important thing to remember for non-living things is it is something that was never alive, like a stone. Develop. Develop just means to grow. You can see the baby develops into a child and then into an adult. Energy. Energy is what helps plants, animals, and people to do work. Reproduce means to make more of something. Humans reproduce by having babies. Plants or flowers reproduce by making seeds that turn into baby flowers or into baby plants. Cells. Cells are tiny parts of living things that carry everything they need to live. So remember, we have like skin cells, and we also have blood cells that carry important things around our body that we need to stay alive. Respond, to do something because of what happens around you. So if you look at the picture, the cat sees the butterfly flying around. It wants to catch it, so it responds by jumping up and trying to catch it. Adapt, to change because of new things around. So it's like evolution. You can see the bird on the left, maybe it had 3 babies. The 3 babies went to different islands, and there was different kinds of food on each island. So if you look at the 3 birds on the right, their beak or their mouth is a different shape because they adapted to eat the things in the new place they lived. Characteristics just talk about how a person, an animal, or a plant looks or behaves. So the boy on the left, he have a strong characteristic. The boy on the right is weak or not strong. Let's read together. This clock moves and makes noise, but is it alive? Was it ever alive? What about this log? How do you know if something is living or not? Living things all have 6 rules in common. Number 1, living things grow and develop. Seeds grow into plants. Puppies grow into dogs. Babies grow into children, and children grow into adults. Living things change as they grow. Number 2, living things get and use energy. Energy comes from the sun. Plants use the sun's energy to make food. People get energy by eating plants or by eating animals that eat plants. Number 3, living things reproduce. This means that living things make more of their own kind. Tigers make more tigers. Roses make more roses. People make more people. But can pens make more pens? Of course not. Number 4, living things are made of cells. Most cells are too small to see without a microscope, but cells have all the material needed for life. Some living things are made of just 1 cell. People are made of trillions of cells. Number 5, living things respond to their environment. For example, A bear responds to cold winters by sleeping in a cave. A plant will die without enough water or sunlight, but a pen will stay a pen no matter how cold or hot it is. Number 6, living things adapt to their environment. Some rabbits' fur turns white in the winter. With white fur, it can hide in the snow from enemies. In summer, it turns brown to blend with the ground. Do living things follow all 6 rules? Yes. A thing is not living if it has only some of the characteristics. Think about a toy car. It gets and uses energy. It responds when you push its buttons, but it doesn't grow and develop. It doesn't reproduce, and it isn't made of cells. So a toy car is not a living thing. A living thing is anything that is now alive or was once alive. A log is not alive now, but it was once a tree. Non-living things. A non-living thing is anything that was never alive. Metal, water, plastic, and rocks are all things that were never alive. Now turn the page for a living, non-living quiz. Which pictures show a living thing? If you answered all 4, you're right. Sure, a cat is a living thing, but do all living things move? No, a tree doesn't move, but it is alive. The log and the apple were both once alive, so they are both still thought of as living things. Which picture above show a non-living thing? The clock moves and makes noise, but it is not a living thing. The car and pen are not alive and were never alive. They are made of metal and plastic. Is a dead flower non-living? No, it was once alive, so it is a living thing. Now you know what makes something living or non-living. Take a walk outside. Find 5 living things and 5 non-living things. For fun, teach a friend or a family member what you learned in this book. Discussion questions. I will read the question and give you a few seconds to think about it before showing the answer. How do you decide if something is living or not? Living things grow and develop, get and use energy, reproduce, are made of cells, respond to the environment, and adapt to the environment. Why do living things need to grow? Living things need to grow so they can develop into adults. How do living things get energy? Plants use the sun's energy to make food. Animals get energy by eating plants and meat. Why do living things need to reproduce? Living things reproduce because they need to make babies. What does it mean to adapt? Animals adapt when their surroundings change. If something follows 4 of the rules of living things, is it a living thing? Why or why not? No, living things must follow all 6 rules. Good job!